News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. This is the Chris Crock Show, hour number 3. Okay, NBC News reported just a day or two ago that its two separate sources say that indeed the prosecutor, special prosecutor Herr, in the Biden documents case, never asked anything about his son or when his son died. It was Joe Biden who brought it up, and in the process of bringing it up, he literally had no idea when his son died. He knew the date of the date, the date, you know what I mean, like whatever the exact day was, in March 30th or whatever. I don't know what the date, but May 30th. He got the date. He got May 30th right, but he had no idea what year it was. He could not recall what year his son died. And it was he who brought that up. It was he who tripped over his own words and didn't remember his own references. And that led to part of it's the whole 5-hour, 2-day interview that led to them saying, her saying he's just too incompetent. He's not competent to stand trial. He's doddering. He's confused. He has no idea about times and days. He doesn't remember a general that former general on Afghanistan, agrees with him and agreed with his decision. And Biden liked the general liked him. But Biden brought up in that interview that he disagrees with the general, and the general was wrong. He doesn't even remember public positions and public allies with people from a couple of years ago and such. Also, let me read from NBC News. But the other thing is, too, Fox News today confirmed it, too. They have two separate sources with Fox News. So two sources with NBC News confirmed it. And the headline from NBC, Biden attacked her for asking him when Beau died. That didn't happen, sources say. And then Fox News also confirmed it with two of their sources today separately. So it happened. It goes on. Let me read you what the specifics are. It's pretty interesting from NBC. Herr never asked that question. Biden raised his son's death on his own after being asked about his workflow at his Virginia rental home from 2016 to 2018, when a ghostwriter was helping him write a memoir about losing Beau to brain cancer in 2015. Investigators had a 2017 recording showing that Biden had told the ghostwriter he had found classified stuff in that home, the report says. Biden began trying to recall that period by discussing what else happened in his life, and that it was at that point in the interview that he appeared confused about when Beau had died, the sources said. Biden got the date, May 30th, correct, but not the year. First Lady, not a Dr. Jill Biden, questioned in a fundraising letter whether Herr was using, quote, our son's death to score political points, quote. So she knew that Joe never brought it up. She knew it was a lie. Joe knew it was a lie, and used it and is feigning outrage and is lying to us, or he is so far gone and so far incompetent, which would confirm what the prosecutor laid out in his report. He's too feeble and too old and too confused and mentally far gone and mentally challenged, that he literally can't remember that he couldn't remember. You know what I'm saying? He can't remember that he couldn't remember his son's year of birth. Of death. He couldn't remember. So he and Dr. Jill, not a Dr. Jill, fake Dr. Jill, they're either lying bald-faced to us and they know that they're lying to us and they're choosing to bold-faced lie, or he is so feeble-minded now and so incompetent that he doesn't even remember he brought it up and he couldn't remember. And then not a Dr. Jill might not be lying. She just thinks the guy's faculties aren't as bad as they are, or she knows it but assumes that he's telling the truth. Anyway, they're making money off of his incompetence or lie. Second of all, as I mentioned, Fox News confirmed it today, too, with two of their separate sources. But Special Counsel, this is big news today. Ready on this? Special Counsel Herr is, Fox News just got an interview with a source with direct knowledge that told Fox News this afternoon that Special Prosecutor Hur will be testifying publicly about this on March 12th in a public hearing on his findings following months of investigating President Biden's improper handling of classified records. So we are, as you know, all of you and I and everyone, the Wall Street Journal, all the Republicans, everybody, including at least some media people on that are conservative or middle of the road, are calling for the, and we're demanding it, obviously, and the Republicans are demanding it, that the transcripts be released. Because he's the one who says he's lying, and he brought it up, and how dare you? So Biden would want this to be public, wouldn't he? Because it would prove he's right. It would prove that Hur is tainted and is a jerk and is sick. But Biden is now telling Binder, his incompetent, check off all the boxes, rapidly blinking because she's lying all the time, looking down and blinking 50 times, whatever her name is, KJP. She said today, I heard some of the coverage on this on Fox. They played the soundbite of her in a press conference. Well, this is an intelligence question. They're looking into it. It's got to be declassified. We don't know how that's going to play out. You're lying. You don't want to release because you're lying. You're lying, but Joe doesn't know what the hell's going on, or is bald-faced lying too. And everybody knows that this man has no idea what's going on anymore. And what's going to happen here is Hur is going to tell the truth. And let me look at the days, because this is less than 4 weeks away. This is beautiful, guys. 1, 2, 3 weeks and 5 days. So 3 weeks and 5 days from right now, Robert Hur will be publicly testifying in front of the world, telling us what the truth is, that he never asked the questions, and reading verbatim and what exactly the testimony was. He has it. He's got the transcripts, and he can just read them. Or he can say, they're not letting me release them. I disagree with that, but here's what I found, and here's why. And then it's going to be in public for everybody to see. The Wall Street Journal says, let's see the Biden-Hur transcript, unfairly maligned. Call on the Justice Department to release the transcript. If the White House is confident in its version of events, it should want the transcript to come out. Now, I want to hear from you on this right now at 800-288-WBAP. Right now, calling right now, 800, well, lines wide open, 800-288-WBAP. How damaging? That's 1-800, 1-800, what's it, 800-288-WBAP, 1-800-288, what is it again? I can't remember. I just had a brain fart. 9227, that's it. I had a brain fart. But, you know, I admit it, though, I'm feeble. I'm dementia-laden. 800-288-9227. So we do it from memory. I don't look for it anymore, but sometimes you have a fart. But I admit that. 800-288-9227. How damaging do you think Special Counsel Hur's public testimony is going to be to Joe Biden's reelection chances? Do you think President Biden forgot that he brought up Bo's death to the Special Prosecutor Hur already? Like, what is it, a month or two ago? Or do you think he's lying and he knows he brought it up? And what do you think the ramifications of this are on Biden's ability to lead the free world and run our country? 800-288-WBAP is our number. 800-288-9227. You know, Joe Biden praised this report, said, it vindicated me. I knew all along, and now you know. I didn't break the law. I was right. So he says the report vindicates him, and therefore the report is credible. But then he says this guy is skewed, biased, and personally attacking me, and the same guy can't be trusted and is inaccurate. He's lying. So which is it, Joe? Is the report accurate and you're freed? Or is the report true and you're lying and you're grossly incompetent, or you're lying? Which one is it? Both mean you need to get out of that office. 800-288-WBAP. What do you think? How damaging will this be? Etc. Next on the Chris Crock Show. I want to hear from you at 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Also coming up next, no labels. It now looks like it could be a Manchin-Romney ticket. Who do you think this will hurt the worst out of all the candidates, and would you vote for a Joe Manchin, Mitt Romney ticket? Next. Okay, so What do you think here? Do you think that this is going to be really bad for Biden now that he is going to be the special prosecutor, who he said is, how dare you, you're lying, I never, how dare you, how damn dare you bring up my son's death. And now the Dr. Jill used that to fundraise off of, and they both know it's a lie because Joe Biden brought it up and then couldn't remember the date on his own. Her never asked him about it. That's according to two sources to NBC News, and now two separate sources today to Fox News. They've confirmed it too. So you think he's so incompetent he doesn't remember that, or do you think he is lying and he knows it and he tripped himself up and he's just bald-faced lying to us? And do you think that this public testimony in 3 weeks and 5 days from Special Prosecutor Hur is going to damage Biden terribly, as I do think so as well? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Now, the interesting thing here with Manchin and Romney, they're looking at a ticket. That's a possibility. I have a report in my hand from the Daily Mail, and it was Joe Manchin himself that floated the idea of Mitt Romney, who is really a Democrat with an R in front of his name. I know a couple of several fine people in the state of Utah, and I was there with my beautiful wife. We went there for 3 or 4 nights. We stayed with family there and had an unbelievable blast. It's gorgeous country there. And I don't know why they keep electing this guy. I think this was his last term, too. Didn't he already commit to that? Didn't Mittens Romney say this is his last term? So that's the good news. It is. Yeah, I thought so. I always got that confirmed out of my excellent newsman on the program, Sean. Hat tip to Sean. Joe Manchin floats Mittens Romney as his running mate on a third-party ticket as speculation grows whether a moderate Democrat will run for president in 2022. Joe Manchin's on his quote-unquote listening tour is further fueling speculation he will launch a 2024 bid. He said hypothetically he would want to run on a ticket with Mittens Romney. No Labels is seeking to put a unity ticket on the presidential ballot. They want milquetoast. This is exactly what a good man, by the way, a very good man. Joseph Lieberman is a great man. He really is, and he's a patriot. He's a Democrat, but he's one of those moderate Democrats that you can really come together and work with. He's a wonderful guy. I like him. But he's dead wrong about these candidates, and I think he's going to want them. And I'm not offended. Again, I really like Joe Lieberman. It was a great pick for Al Gore because he's a sweet guy, and he's right on a lot of things. But he's not a Joe Manchin who's a turncoat and a traitor and a sellout, and he's not a Mitt Romney who is worse. Mitt Romney supports Black Lives Matter and to this day has not denounced them. He marched with them. He is a tool and a fool, and I think he's just so wealthy and out of touch that he really has no idea the truth about this stuff. And boy, does he hate Orange Man. Now, look, he's entitled to hate Orange Man, but it just comes off, he really peeves me off. I think if I were a Republican, honestly, and I didn't like Orange Man, I wouldn't be nasty about it. It's the whole thing about not mistreating your colleagues, right? I would just say I really don't agree with him on a lot of issues, but I wish him no ill will. You know what I mean? There's a way of doing it with class where it wouldn't be nasty. And when it's intra-party like that, it's really disgusting what he does. He is like the horrible sellout, the woman who's blown her career up and her politics up, sold out to fake news CNN and the crazy leftists and the lying leftists. What's her name? Cheney's daughter, Liz Cheney. That woman is insane. She lost by like 20 or 40 points in her home state because of what she did, and I'm grateful for that. She deserved it. So here's my questions. Oh, by the way, here's another piece to add to this. Our number is 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. I want to hear from you right now. Would you support a Joe Manchin, Mitt Romney presidential ticket this November? Would you support this? And what do you think their chances of winning are? That's a big one to ask of you, and I want to hear from you on that. And who do you think they're going to hurt the most if they run like this? I think there's a very good chance of this actually happening. Who do you think they're going to hurt the most? Do you think a Manchin-Romney ticket would, on the unity part, what do you call it, the no labels candidate, do you think that they would you support that, Manchin-Romney's presidential ticket? And what do you think their chances of actually winning are? And here's the big one to ask of you is, who do you think they'd hurt the most? That's a big one to me. Who do you think they would hurt the most? A Manchin-Romney ticket for president. I think that they would be beautiful for us. I think that, here's my analysis, and this is why you need to call and talk to me on this, what you think. I think it'll be a good discussion. 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. I believe that they will tremendously hurt Biden, because there's, as you know and I know, that there's like 75% of all Democrats don't think he should be running again. He's too old. He's not there. That's a fact. They'll vote for him over Orange Man because they hate Orange Man, and they'll be motivated to do that. But man, will they go nuts over a Manchin-Romney. That's what a moderate to middle-of-the-road Democrat, moderate to slight liberal Democrat would do. For stability, for peace, for compromise, and for liberalism, that'll still work. And for moderate liberalism. So it'll hurt Joe Biden tremendously. I think it'll take 10 to 20 points off of Joe Biden. I could be dreaming here, but I think so. Second of all, it's going to hurt RFK Jr. by about 5 to 10 points. Trump's voters who vote for him 100% or pretty on board, or pretty on board, like halfway, I don't think they're going to switch, man. They want that prosperity, the energy, the freedom. And when he announces, I believe he's going to announce that Tim Scott's on the ticket with him, that'll be it. They're going to be like, yes, because Tim Scott they all want. All the ones that hate Trump want a Tim Scott. And the ones that hate Trump will vote for that because they know Tim Scott will run in 4 years. And they're going to like that. Okay? And it'll still be the Trump policies with a president, Tim Scott. You know what I look forward to? Let me just get old school. We call it do a little memory walk with you a little bit. I want to go back to when I'm in my backyard, wearing my iPhones, whatever they're called, for your what are your AirPods, and listening to Trump and just getting my stuff ready to kill the weeds or to put out on the lawn or to mow, and just laughing my butt off out loud to myself in the backyard, listening to Trump going, I cannot believe he just said that. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. Boom, boom, boom. It'll be a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to that, and I pray it does happen. So would you support a Manchin-Romney presidential ticket this November? And what do you think their chances of winning are? And who do you think they'd hurt the most? 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. I want to hear from you right now. Lines wide open. Also, coming up next on the Chris Crock Show on News Talk 820 WBAP, we got some good stuff to get into. I want to do Coyotes. We got a whole bunch more on the Coyotes, and they caught some, and they're putting some of them down because they attacked kids. All sorts of stuff on that coming up next on the Chris Crock Show, and other stuff. We got good stuff that I want to get into as well. The Americans with low credit scores are using buy now, pay later more often. I'm going to talk about how I feel about that crap next. I wanted to get into this the Coyotes, because this is a great little story. Here's why. You need to know, if you have pets or small animals you care about that are outside, this is something that we cannot play around with in our great state, especially our area. Okay, And the stories of coyotes. I want to hear from you, though, right now about what you do to protect your pets from coyotes, stories that you have of when a coyote attacked somebody in your neighborhood or somebody in your family, somebody you know, or particularly more so the animals, or sightings that are like, dang, you know what I mean? 800-288-WBAP is our number. 800-288-9227. The reason why is because they're in the news a lot in the past week, including today. We have two instances that have made the news this week. One is in Arlington, where I think it was two of them attacked some boys and bit them. That is very not good, very bad. So I'm going to tell you about what you should do if you encounter a coyote in DFW, as experts told the Dallas Morning News. And then I also have the coyote attacks that attacked multiple people at a park from WFAA TV Channel 8. And then also I have another Channel 8 thing about are coyotes near where you live? What do you need to know about them? So we're going to get to all that coming up. The news said in the past 24 to 48 hours, this is from Fox 4, Arlington Park closed after coyote bites two children. So they closed the park because of this, and it was pretty bad. The report from Channel 8 says this. It was Parkway Central Park in North Arlington has been closed until further notice last of this report from the other day. And they captured a coyote there. And I saw a picture of it in the back of the truck, and I really hate coyotes because of what they do to our pets and us. But it looked cute like a dog, and, it was in the back. It did. This one did, and, I know they're not animals that are cute and fluffy that you want to be around, even though they might look that way, some of them. But it looked sad. It was a little sad for a split second because he's going to die. I mean, and they're going to humanely kill him because he bit the kids. And he's probably rabid, or he's just aggressive and can't be around humans. But which is fine. It's got to happen. But it just was a teeny bit sad to me for a second. But here's my question before getting into the details on all this. Do you take precautions for your pet in case coyotes or other predators are around? And what do you do to protect your pet? Also, I want to hear the stories you have about coyotes in your neighborhood or pets getting killed or attacked by coyotes that you know about, or even people. Remember they were harassing a lot of joggers and walkers in Frisco a couple years ago? We talked about that. And they were giving you advice, you should bang pots and pans, just, avoid that area until we catch them. I don't think they ever did catch the ones that were aggressively going up to human beings for no reason on the street or on the sidewalk. But they're basically saying you need to avoid them, you need to be afraid of them, you need to take evasive action or, make loud noises and don't go around there. And I'm like, this is obscene. What's wrong with you? This is Texas. Carry your firearm lawfully. Don't shoot anything because you're an idiot. Shoot it because it's about to get you. You are allowed in Texas law to pop and drop any animal that is attacking or looks like they're about to attack in reasonable suspicion, not some, you're killing an animal because you want to, and then you say, oh, there's a gig coming toward me. It has to be legitimate, and you need to get the thing. If you shoot at it and you miss, you might be going to jail or getting a ticket for unlawful discharge of a firearm. But if you recall, our former governor, was jogging, Rick Perry, and his dog, a coyote went at his dog, and he shot it and killed it. And everybody thought it was good, and it was heroic action, because it was. That's what you got to do. That's what it's there for. The law in Texas allows you to shoot and kill any animal that is attacking or threatening your livestock or your pets, okay? So that's number one. Number two is, if they're aggressively coming at you, the law on whether we could shoot them is silent if there's no pets involved or livestock. The reason why it's silent is because people don't want to give you license to just kill wild animals. No senator or Congress, or what do you call it, state senator or state house representative or governor is going to want to sign a law that says you killed Fluffy. If it reasonably looks like they're being bad towards animals, they're going to really get hurt publicly. So nobody's ever had the cojones to get that out there in the law. Basically, what it is if it's threatening you or attacking you, shoot it and kill it, but you better hit it, because if you don't, then they're going to think you just shot off a gun. You better have some witness or documentation. So multiple kids were bitten at a park, and it was... It happened there at the park in Arlington, and they did a massive hunt, shut the park down, and they got the one or two of the coyotes, and they're putting them down. And there's also, what you need to know about them in Texas and how to protect yourself. I'll get to that in a minute. But Josh in Fort Worth has called in, and I want to hear from you too on this. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Josh in Fort Worth. You're on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
Yeah, I've got a coyote solution in my backyard. It's a pit bull.
Have they ever crossed paths with your dog, with your pit bull?
No, and I've got a lab mix as well, and he can be fairly aggressive himself against strangers and people that they don't know. But my dogs are good dogs. Don't get me wrong, and I don't have an aggressive pit. But I promise you, a coyote will not make it out of that backyard alive. Not going to happen.
I do think that, yeah.
Go ahead. Some of these pits, when you get like a 120-pound pit, in all honesty, the coyotes aren't, they're going to sense an alpha predator. Yeah. They're not even going to come near it.
Has your dog ever gone after something or someone that was possibly threatening you, the pit bull?
Yes. When a stranger has approached me and I've had her on a collar, obviously when I take her out, I keep her leash or whatever. Yes, if a stranger's approach that she doesn't know, isn't familiar with, she can be fairly aggressive.
That's insane, right? Do you have kids, or are you married at the house?
I don't have kids, and I'm going to be honest with you. I never wanted a pit. I ended up with this pit when it was 3 months old. I didn't know it was a pit. We thought it was a different type of bulldog. My aunt couldn't take care of it, and we found out, of course, later on. I was like, I never want it, because I bought into the reputation of them.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, if I had small children, I would not have taken it. And even now, I love her to death, but I would still be hesitant. I would be.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
You're married?
Yes.
Okay. Was she worried about this, or is she like whatever?
She loves the dog. She loves the pit. She can't imagine. Yeah,
and it's 120 pounds.
Yes.
What's its name?
Lucy.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm going to tell you, brother, that scares the hell out of me. And I'm not here to be negative on your dog. I'm not. But I will say this, though. If any dog, like beautiful Lucy over there, not knocking her, comes at me, it's going to be shot.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, no, absolutely. And listen, I don't place dogs over humans. If my dog ever attacked anybody, I'd put the dog down.
I can't take away from your story and your experience. I can't.
Yeah.
But I will say for me, oh gosh, no. So, all right, you've had no problems with coyotes, obviously, because of your dog. But even before, have you had them in the neighborhood?
Yes, we have had them in the neighborhood. I live out in the edge of Fort Worth and Lake Worth area.
Yeah.
And a lot of new developments and stuff, obviously, and so it's just we've had them around. We've got a little lake around here, and so they've been out, and everybody they say, listen, you've got little dogs, don't leave them out. Do not leave little dogs out.
Yes, there's a lot to this. I'm going to be sharing tips and what I've learned by the experts. I'm going to share more from these news stories about it too. Josh, I appreciate your great call tonight, and hey, at least it's on your side. That's good.
All right, buddy.
Take care, brother. There he goes. All right, 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Coyotes near you. Do you take precautions for your pet in case coyotes or other predators are around? What do you do to protect your pet? And by the way, yes, that pit bull will rip the hell out of any coyote, and you'll find coyote carcass out there. It'll be kind of fun, actually. Funny, other than being gross. I do believe that, and that would be absolutely fine with me to see to have that happen. I'd be like, okay, good, you got that one's even worse. The coyote. I'll talk about what I see in my neighborhood and how they get around, where you know they're going to be around always, and how to protect yourself, and what the experts say after that. Plus, I want to hear from you your experiences with coyotes. Has anybody ever been attacked, or any of your pets that you're aware of gone missing, and it's because of coyotes most likely, etc.? You seeing them in your neighborhood? What have you learned about them? 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Chris Crock Show, News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3. Coyotes in Texas, would love to hear from you. If your pets have gotten hit by them, or if somebody in your neighborhood has, or if you see them in times where you're like, what the heck? Not just normal stuff, but kind of abnormal things. When you start seeing them like we have in the front of our house on the road, and at the corner about 2 houses away, and then all around, that is a blessing to see that, because then you already should know they're there. It's just you see them, you're like, okay, this is really confirmed, and it's pretty bold-faced, so it's right out in front of you. So you need to be careful if you have any pet. I think it's 20 pounds or under is what they say. And what they actually say too, and this is important to people like me with a 7-pound dog. She's as small as it gets, and she's beloved by our entire family. And they tell you to have her on a leash with no more than 3 feet of leash. And I think the reason why they tell you to do that is so you can yank it up to you can yank it up at you, yank it right next to your feet and get down. And actually, with a pit bull or a coyote, I wouldn't want to get down, because you can get taken down and really hurt easily. Staying up and having your balance is probably much better, more threatening to whether it be a coyote or a pit bull or whatever. I've been and when the dog we here's the other thing. We have a creek that is at the end of our alley, probably 8 houses down from us. And creeks are super highways. That is how the coyotes get around. That's their super highway. They run unimpeded through through those viaducts, through the creeks and everything. That's where they run. That's their highway. So if you live anywhere near a creek, you're in your target. But not only that, I would consider yourself a target no matter what. If you have 20-pound or less dog, don't let them out at night by themselves. Even watch during the day when it's starting to get dark, or earlier in the day. So we go out with our dog, and on nights where I'm just beat to hell and it's late, I'll have my 20-year-old son go out there with her. Plus he's a sap. He's like ultra concerned about her safety, which is good. He's a sap, so he's a sucker for it. Well, 90% of the time it's me. It's Dad. That's my job. And I'm always thinking about it. I'm packing, so but I mean, it's gonna be so fast. So you just gotta keep your eyes out and be situationally aware. So if it comes over the fence, or if it comes around, then coyotes can jump like between 3 and 6 feet high. Dude, I'm not kidding. Don't doubt it. Look it up. I saw one on a fence in a picture once on social media. It was like 6 feet up. It's like, oh my gosh, they can jump high because they have to. They're wild animals. They want to eat. These things are starving, and your dog is what they eat. We had a lady that let their dogs out right across the major road that we live off of, like probably 5-8 blocks from us. She let her 2 dogs out at 2 a.m, and they never came back. She forgot that she left the fence door open to the back. And they either came in there, or the animals went out and got chopped up. They weren't fine. I think she found some of the carcass. So that's it. They're toast. Coyotes are looking for them. The last thing is, basically that's it. That's my information with you on that. They talk about being loud and tall and big and make noisemakers and use projectiles. I just will shoot the dang thing. That's all.